Is marijuana addictive? Is marijuana addictive? This is a question I hear a lot. It comes from parents, teenagers, even older adults. For a long time, many people believed it was not. They saw it as a soft drug, something harmless you could use without getting hooked. The conversation has, however, changed a lot in recent years. As marijuana becomes legal in more places for medical use and recreational use, we need to have an honest discussion. People are curious, they deserve clear, science-based answers. Understanding the real risks is more important now than ever before. We must look past old myths and focus on the facts. As such, let's explore what the science says about marijuana and its potential for addiction, without judgment or bias. This is about empowering you with knowledge because knowledge is a powerful tool for health and well-being. Before we talk about marijuana specifically, we need to understand what addiction is. The word gets thrown around a lot. You might hear someone say, "I'm addicted to chocolate, I'm addicted to my phone." But in a medical sense, addiction is something very specific. It is not just about liking something a lot. Addiction, which doctors often call a substance use disorder, is a chronic brain disease. Think of addiction like this. Imagine your brain has a set of brakes. These brakes are supposed to help you stop doing things that might be harmful. In a healthy brain, you can decide to stop eating when you are full, stop spending money when your bank account is low. When addiction takes hold, it's like the brakes have failed. The go signal is stuck in the on position, the stop signal is broken. The person is no longer in complete control of their choice to use the substance. Their brain is now sending powerful signals telling them they need the drug to feel normal. This loss of control is the key part of addiction. It is not a moral failing or a lack of willpower, it is a medical condition. It's also important to know that addiction exists on a spectrum. Understanding addiction as a brain disease helps us approach the problem with more effective solutions. So, how does marijuana fit into this picture of addiction? The answer lies in how its main psychoactive ingredient, THC, interacts with our brains. Our brains have a built-in communication system called the endocannabinoid system. This system helps regulate things like mood, memory, appetite, pain. It works using natural chemicals our bodies produce called endocannabinoids. These chemicals are like little keys that fit into specific locks or receptors on our brain cells. When they connect, they send messages that help keep our bodies in balance. This system is crucial for our everyday functioning. When a person uses marijuana, the THC enters the brain and essentially mimics our natural endocannabinoids. However, THC is much more powerful, and its effects are more widespread and intense. It floods the endocannabinoid system. Show THC molecules flooding receptors. This produces the high associated with marijuana use. It overactivates the system, leading to altered perceptions, changes in mood-impaired coordination. The brain gets a massive, unnatural signal that disrupts its delicate balance. Over time, with repeated use, the brain starts to adapt to this constant flood of THC. It becomes less sensitive to the chemical. The brain has been hijacked. It believes it needs marijuana just to feel normal, creating a compulsive cycle of addiction. So, how can you tell if someone's marijuana use has crossed the line from casual to problematic? It's not always easy to see, especially since the drug has become more socially acceptable. The key is to look for patterns of behavior that show a loss of control and negative consequences. One of the biggest signs is when someone continues to use marijuana despite it causing problems in their life. For example, they might be late for work or school because they were high, or they might get into arguments with family members about their use but are unable to stop. Another important sign is a change in priorities. A person struggling with marijuana addiction often puts the drug before their responsibilities and relationships. They might lose interest in hobbies. They might lose interest in activities they once enjoyed. Their social circle might change to include only people who also use marijuana heavily. You might notice they spend a lot of their time obtaining and using the drug, or they spend a lot of their money obtaining and using the drug. School grades may drop. Their performance at work might suffer. Pay attention to tolerance and withdrawal. Does the person need to use more marijuana to get the desired effect? Do they seem irritable? Do they seem anxious? Do they have trouble sleeping when they can't use it? Someone might also try to cut down or quit but find they can't do it. They might lie about how much they are using and could benefit from help and support. A critical question many people ask is why one person can use marijuana occasionally without issue, while another develops a full-blown addiction. The answer is complex, and there is no single factor. Instead, it is a combination of genetics, environment, and the age at which a person starts using. Science has shown us that addiction has a significant genetic component. If you have a family history of addiction, your own risk is higher. Alcohol, nicotine, other drugs, your genes can make your brain more vulnerable to the changes that drugs can cause. The age of first use is another incredibly important factor, especially with marijuana. The brain continues to develop until a person is in their mid-20s. The endocannabinoid system, which THC affects, plays a vital role in development. Judgment, decision-making, impulse control. When a teenager uses marijuana, THC interferes with this wiring process. Environmental factors also play a huge role. Surroundings can protect or expose someone to higher risk. Stress, trauma, lack of a strong support system. Finally, potency is a factor we cannot ignore. That determines who will tip over the edge into addiction. If you suspect a friend or family member is struggling with marijuana addiction, approach them with compassion and concern, not judgment. Choose a time when you are both calm and can speak privately. Tell them you care and that you're there to support them. Encourage professional help as a next step. Talk to a primary care doctor. Talk to a therapist. Talk to an addiction specialist. CBT helps identify and change negative thinking patterns. Community support is another powerful recovery tool. Support groups like Marijuana Anonymous follow a 12-step model. These groups offer a safe, non-judgmental space to share experiences. For family members, Nar-Anon. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration has a national helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. Their website also has a treatment locator tool. Remember that recovery is a journey, not a destination. The brain has an amazing capacity to heal and change, a concept known as neuroplasticity. Your future is not defined by your past. I have met countless people who have successfully overcome marijuana addiction and gone on to live healthy. A new chapter is waiting for you, and it all starts with the brave decision to seek help.